Hi everybody. Good morning everybody. So look I'm here at the house. Just dropped Thea off at school. I gotta do some work from home today because it's mostly just computer stuff I can do here on the computer. So I thought I'd make a quick video really quick before I get to work for the day, because I had some things on my mind. I read the comments, and then the day goes on, and then you get these ideas and you get these thoughts that you want to share with the rest of you guys. And so this has to do about Lynn's visa and why are we here? Why did I apply for her visa when we have a nice house in the Philippines? We got a nice car, we have a nice life there, and that is all true. And do I like the Philippines? Yes, I love the Philippines. The only single complaint I have about the Philippines is the weather. It's so hot. The hospitals are not that great, but I can live with that. There's always the option to go to Manila or Cebu. I only had that one emergency, and I made it through it. It was a little tough, but I made it through it. Sick, no problem. You just go down to the pharmacy. If you know what kind of antibiotics you need, you just get what you need. I love the Philippines. We have a nice house, and we'd like to do more down there. We'd like to, have more opportunities down there, business-wise. And, we created that house. People say, well, the house is nice. Why did you make it like that? Where's Kyla's room? Where's this room? Well, the property is not designed for Kyla, and it's not designed for me. It's designed to be a rental property, to have an income, and which we had. As soon as it was built and finished, we were on Airbnb and we were booked every day. We were doing excellent, and we would have already expanded by now if there was no pandemic. So I obviously am from here. I'm from the United States. My family's here. I really am not ready to just, pack up shop and say goodbye US, never coming back, But I'm not saying that about the Philippines either. We're not leaving there permanently either. So what's the best case scenario? I always have to come back here every 3 years for doctor stuff, I'm not really convinced about doing colonoscopies and stuff like that in the Philippines just yet. And so, I always have to come back here, and it kills me to have to fly here without my wife or my kids, So the only way around that is to get Lynn her visa, get her green card, and, work here for a few years, get her citizenship, get dual citizenship, and then boom. If we leave the U.S. and we never come back here, fine. But if I have to come back here, the whole family can come with me, back and forth, whatever we need. Even if it's just a visit or if it's to live or whatever it is, I want to have that option for everybody, not just for me and Thea. I want that option for Lynn. What if something happens and I'm really got to be stuck here in the hospital for a long time, or something happens? What am I gonna do? Be without my wife for my last dying days? I'm just thinking, out loud. So, these are the reasons why. These are some of the reasons why I want Lynn to get her visa, bring her here, go through the motions. We gotta work. It's a little tough right now because we're in limbo, but that'll all pass. I'm getting a lot of help from my family, and it's not easy for them, and I'm really kind of putting a burden on everybody, and I feel bad about it, but it's all gonna pass. Everyone's been great, very supportive of me and Lynn coming here. So, it's nice. Lynn gets to meet my parents, and of course, there's always that difficulty in change and transition, especially. But Lynn, I didn't just pluck Lynn out of the mountains. Lynn has been working overseas many years. She she's no country bumpkin, you know. She knows. She's very well. She has a lot of experience, you know, a lot of life experience for such a young lady, and someone from the Philippines, and someone from her hometown, like they say, in the mountains. She's got a lot of life experience. I remember her telling me that the first time she took her brother to a hotel, he didn't even know how to use the elevator. So, you know, coming here to the United States is, you know, it's going to be fun for her. It's not going to be stressful for her. It's going to be fun. And while she's here, she's going to go work. She wants to work. That's you know, another one. She's not going to sit around. She don't have to. I mean, she can stay home, take care of the kids, but they'll be in school. But you know, she's dying to work. She loves to have her own paycheck, and who wouldn't? You know, do your own shopping while you're here. So yeah. I mean, I know I've explained this in the past, but new thoughts come to my mind, and I'm like, well, let me share those thoughts because I'm reading the comments. It's so hard to. I mean, I read all the comments, but it's so hard to reply to every single one, and it's kind of like people might take it the wrong way, like you're bickering with them or something like that, and we're not really doing that. We just want to explain, you know, you guys watch our videos, and a lot of times you have questions still after the video, and you're lingering in your mind, and you're like, well, why are they doing this, and what's going on here? So we have the house in the Philippines. It's still there. If we sell the house, it's really going to be because we're buying something else in the Philippines, not, you know. The only way I would sell that place is if we found a really beautiful oceanfront property in Anda. I don't want to be outside of Anda. Now, there's this section of Anda, right, where you come down the provincial road or whatever they call that, the provincial highway. And that's the highway that goes from the main highway down, then the next highway comes into Anda. And that highway takes you along, the first part of half of that road is Gindelman. But to me, it's still like Anda, because you're in that loop, you're on that peninsula. Anda is like, if you look at the map of Bohol, Anda is like a peninsula that juts out of Bohol, right? And so the beginning of that peninsula is Gindelman, and then you hit Anda. So that beginning part of Gindelman, to me, is kind of like just like Anda, even though it's not technically not Anda. And there are some beautiful oceanfront lots there. I mean, I would consider some of those lots if I found a good one, but I really don't want to be outside of Anda. Anda is going to experience a huge growth because this real estate, there's only so much of it. You can't reproduce it. You can't manufacture it. Once it's all bought up, that's it. I mean, Anda is just a small area. So that's why the prices are going up. They remain high. You know, you can see lots in Anda anywhere from 2,500 per square meter to 10,000 pesos per square meter. Not quite as expensive as Pinglao, but I already starting to see an exodus of a few people from Pinglao that want to come to Anda. They want to get away from the noise, the crowds, and I love Pinglao. But after a weekend there, I'm ready to go back to Anda. And then after a month of Anda, I'm ready to go back to Pinglao for a weekend. But if I had to really choose between the two, I would choose Anda. So I don't know how I got on this subject, but if we did sell the house, we would buy another lot on the ocean in Anda. But yeah, so Lynn, on her way to Manila, she's going. this is it. Hopefully everything goes well for her. I wish her a lot of luck. Hopefully she doesn't forget any of her paperwork. That's a lot of paperwork. My God. But yeah, so Anda is like a permanent attachment for us. In the U.S., we got to come here. We're gonna work. Kids are gonna go to school. Then I want her to get her citizenship after 3 years. And then after that, you know, if we're ready to come back, we'll come back. And the nice thing after that is then can fly anywhere in the world with her passport, American passport. I think that has a lot of value. I think what we're doing is the right thing, you know, for them, for Lynn and Kyla. Me and Thea, we already have American passports. We can come here anytime. But Lynn and Kyla cannot. So that's what we're doing. It doesn't mean that, you know, we're giving up everything in the Philippines and we're going to live here, and the United States is a mess right now, and who wants to live here? It's a rat race, and all true. All very, very true statements from all the subscribers. But yeah, I mean, it's something we got to do. It's like part of the process, you know, part of our life's goals process that we got to, it's not something we really are feeling pleasant about it, but it has to be done. Like, it's just something that has to be done. Just like you have to pay your taxes every year, you know, it's got to be done. And so, you know, getting Lynn and Kyla their visas, coming to the U.S., you know, getting them on track for their citizenship, getting them their American passports, that's the goal here, nothing else. You know, that's really the goal. So, with all being said, I'm going to take off, get to work, and see you guys on the next one.